Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Gabe with Indigo Software, genuine Microsoft software for less. So in today's video, we're using Microsoft PowerPoint and we're gonna create a shot list for my next video production. So I have a company called Turn 1 Productions. We do motorsport filming on track. And we're gonna be using PowerPoint to go through each and every scene of this next video that we're shooting. And the reason that we're doing this is that we wanted to show you guys a more practical example of how to use PowerPoint. We have a beginner's guide, but we're actually going to use it a little bit more in depth here, and hopefully you guys can follow along and better understand how to use PowerPoint. Now, before we get into that, if you're interested in genuine Microsoft software at a great price, check out Indigo Software. We'll have links in the description box below. Now, before we get into that, if you want your own copy of Microsoft Office Home and Business for Mac or PC or other Microsoft software, check out Indigo Software. We'll have links in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so I just started a new presentation here on PowerPoint. If you guys haven't already seen the PowerPoint Beginner's Guide, you can click the link to that right here. All right, so I threw in my title and it's time to make our first slide. So I'm gonna throw in a new slide here and we're simply gonna go shot 1 all the way down. And I'm gonna be using a variety of stock images and text to outline the details of this shot list. All right, so here we have our shot 1 opening scene, and I'm just gonna start filling in some information. I'm pretty much gonna do the same thing on every slide, and I'm gonna start to outline what the shot actually looks like. All right, so I entered in the details of the scene, and the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enter in a square shape, and I'm gonna make this a wide rectangle about what the scene would look like. I'll make this as big as I can fit it. All right, now here's where the first tip comes in for you guys. I need this to be a specific aspect ratio, specifically 21:9, as that is what's called the CinemaScope or widescreen aspect ratio used commonly in movies. So to achieve this, I'm gonna right click on the shape itself and click Format Shape. And we've got some options here. I'm gonna click over to this little crop box and I'm gonna change it to 9 inches tall by 21 inches wide. Now, this is way too big, but it's the correct ratio now, so I can click Lock Aspect Ratio, and now I can drag it down, and it's gonna maintain that ratio for me. So I wanna actually have my scene illustrated to an extent. It's gonna still be pretty basic. The aspect ratio is gonna help me in this case, and you can do this to any inserted shape or object. All right, so I've got my little scene set up here. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a table. I think this is probably the easiest way for me to emulate the grid lines of the shot. So with the table, I did a 3x3, and I'm just gonna drag it to my aspect ratio of this shape. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull a few stock images to have my scene visually represented. Now, I'm not finding anything that works super well from the stock images, so I'm just gonna actually pull these from online. So to grab it from my computer, I'm gonna click Picture from File, and I have one on my desktop that I wanna use, so I'll click that. And now I can take this and drag it around my scene. Now I actually want this car to face the other way. So if I grab one of these transform tabs in the middle over here, I can just drag all the way until it flips around to the other side. So that's a pretty neat little tool right there. And I probably want the car framed something like this. And here's where it gets a little bit fun. So I'm gonna click over to the animations tab, and I actually messed up a little bit on the animations here. So if I click on the number of the animation, brings it up in this little box and I can simply remove it. But I did figure out what I want to do. So I'm going to keep this at this position to start with. Again, we want the car driving into frame. This is a tripod shot. So I'm going to click on the path animation and I'm going to select draw line. I'm just going to start from the middle of the car and I'm going to hold shift because I want it to be level. And I want the front of the car, I want the middle of the car to end up right in the middle. So let's see how that looks. And that was quite perfect. So the only other thing that I could do here is add like a little background image to go over this. Let's see if we can find something that we like. All right, so I found another image that I want to use. I'm gonna go ahead and insert this. We're gonna go Picture from File, and we'll grab this one from the desktop here. Positioned it within this box here. And according to what I wrote here, I want the horizon to be on this lower line here of the grid line. So we've already positioned the car. I don't necessarily need to see the grid anymore, but we know we basically want it like this. Now, if I play the animation as it is, you can see that the car goes behind the picture I just put. Now, I don't want that to be the case. So I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna click on reorder objects. It's gonna bring up this little layer situation here. And I just want this one at least behind the car. Again, I don't need the grid right now. This is just my background. So this order looks good. I'll press OK. And then we're gonna watch that animation again. And now it's just like I wanted it. So I just picked a random parking lot clip art design here. It's unimportant. I'm just trying to convey the visuals and the framing or composition of the shot. Now I'm basically gonna do the same thing for another 20 or 30 shots, maybe 40, but we really just wanted to show you guys some practical examples of using PowerPoint. If you guys like this idea, let us know in the comment section below if we should do it for other applications such as Excel, Word, or Outlook. Again, if you're interested in your own copy of Office at a fantastic price or other Microsoft software, check out Indigo Software. We'll have links in the description box below. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.